The annual NFL owner meetings always bring a flurry of storylines, rumors, and occasionally rule changes. This year's meetings brought some pretty significant changes to the rulebook. They finally changed the NFL overtime rules. The specific rule change was proposed by the Indianapolis Colts and the Philadelphia Eagles. After years of criticism, the NFL has decided to alter its overtime rules. The league has decided that both teams should be allowed a chance to touch the football in overtime, at least during the playoffs. The rule change will not be altered for regular season games, where a game can end with the team winning the coin toss, scoring a touchdown on its first possession, but not a field goal. And honestly, I think that is great. Overtime rules should always be made in an effort to end the game as quickly and fairly as possible. Since the NFL abandoned its sudden death overtime policy in 2012, teams that have received the ball first have won just 52% of the time of games in the regular season. But it is a different story during the playoffs, with top-tier offenses appearing more frequently in the postseason. The team that gets the ball first usually scores first, and thus, since the NFL adopted this rule change in 2011 during the playoffs, 10 of the 12 teams that reached overtime during the postseason have won by the team who received the ball first. The move comes 2 months after the Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Divisional Playoffs by scoring a touchdown on the first possession of overtime. After the two teams combined for 25 points in the final 2 minutes of regular time, the Chiefs won the coin toss and strung together an 8-play, 75-touchdown drive, denying the Bills an opportunity to respond. The owners voted 29-3 in favor of the change. The league requires a 75% majority, 24 votes, for a proposal to pass. The NFL last modified the regulation called Rule 16 in March of 2012 when the league expanded the format from the playoffs to the regular season. Owners also approved one additional rule change and one resolution. First, they made the permanent a 2021 experiment that adjusted positioning in the setup zone on kickoffs that were designed to increase recovery rates for onside kicks. And the new resolution, meanwhile, changed the league's tampering policy to allow teams to retain members of their player personnel staff through the draft. Between that point and June 30th, those teams would be required to allow staff members to interview with other teams. The resolution would apply only to non-high-level executives who are pursuing a secondary football executive position.